Well, good morning. It is Tuesday, February 20th. Welcome into the Real Monica Adams Show. We are in the Invita Health and Wellness Studios, and once again, hoping the best for Dr. Sarah Franco. She was feeling awful yesterday, which is the reason she wasn't able to be with us on our Medical Monday. We have a jam-packed show today with regards to news you can use, the weather. We've got a ton of sports to talk about, and then our guest today, some friends I haven't seen in a long, long time. Roberta McWoods is in with us, Dr. Jaime Cavato as well. We're going to talk about diversity in education and an upcoming event where we would like to see that change. We'll talk all about that. And Mr. Fresh, have you heard of him? We actually did a story on him when I was at Channel 5 within the last few years. He came up to my booth at the Working Women Show, he and his mother, and I said, let's have you on. Fortunately, had an opening today, and he was like, yeah. I said, well, do you have to be in school? He goes, no, they understand when it comes to marketing, which I loved. So Mr. Fresh, Joshua, will be with us today as well. We don't have our other 14-year-old today, but I do have his forecast. So you know our aspiring meteorologist that we've had on the last couple of months. Beckett Moore with more weather, and our segment called What the Weather? Well, that's what a lot of you were saying on Friday with that crazy snow and ice, right? That's why we named the segment What the... Yeah, that's because what a lot of you do when it comes to St. Louis weather. Today, however, and the next few days, you're going to love this. As we get near the end of winter, we're not talking about winter-like weather. In fact, today, expect a high right around 62 with sunshine. It's in the 30s already this morning. Tomorrow, 68 for a high, and then watch out. During the morning commute on Thursday, expect some rain, maybe even thunderstorms moving in. So it's going to be a wet one, but we're not talking about precipitation in the form of snow. It's going to drop a bit. It's going to be windy. It's going to drop into the 50s, but then climb right back up near 69, maybe even flirting with 70 as we get into next week. So there's your weather for the day. As far as news, can we as a community send all of our thoughts and prayers going out to a family in Ferguson? They have identified the family in the 500 block of North Clay. This happened yesterday. Bernadine Prusner and her children, 4 of them, all killed in this fire in Ferguson. The children, 9-year-old Ellie and Ivy Prusner, and then Millie Spader, who was 2, and Jackson Spader, who was 5. So family of 5 and 3 dogs all found deceased. Now, at this point, they are actually investigating it as a criminal investigation. A car that was parked in front of the home was towed away and taken in for an investigation. So quickly, as the community came together to see what was going on, suddenly it turned into a criminal investigation. So we will follow that, but our thoughts and prayers going out to the community of Ferguson and that family. Also, if your children go to Francis Howell School Districts, they are closed today and tomorrow as there was a critical network outage. That means they don't feel that they can educate the children and keep them safe with this outage. So today and tomorrow for sure, the buildings are closed. Your kids will learn virtually, but they said it could be all week long. So we'll keep an update on that as well. All right. I did hear a couple of traffic news information for you this morning that I want to pass along. Within the last half hour, southbound 255 right near Route 3 closed down. They were diverting all the traffic at Camp Jackson for a rescue crash. You might want to check, look at Waze or look at any maps before you head out just in case you're affected by that. Southbound 61 had about a 3-mile backup near Highway V for an accident as well. And then let's talk about sports. The Cardinals, I mentioned yesterday, full squad workouts in Jupiter, Florida. They opened the Grapefruit League on Saturday. Who's ready for baseball? You can feel it in the weather for sure. The Blues, unfortunately, losing to Toronto 4-2 last night. I am repping my team, St. Louis City SC. You know I was a big soccer player when I was growing up, grade school, high school, college. So I've got it all for you. Let's wave it very proudly. There's a CONCACAF game tonight against Houston at the pitch, and then they'll be kicking at the pitch on Saturday for the big home opener against Real Salt Lake. I am so excited. You got tickets yet? My husband surprised me this time last year for my birthday. We went to a game on the coldest night that they've had yet. It was snowing in the stadium. My mom, so cute. I'm still always going to be her baby. She called and said, honey, are you sure? If it gets too cold, I really hope you go home. And I said, Mom, there are thousands with me in the stadium. We'll huddle together. We'll keep warm and we'll cheer them on. And we cheered them on to victory, by the way. So I'd love to go again. Let me know if you get a chance to go to a game. Congrats to William Byron winning the Daytona town of 500 yesterday. That was delayed by a day due to rain that they had on Sunday. So they delayed the race to yesterday. First time a Hendrick's car had won since Dale Earnhardt Jr. back in 2014. I told you there was a lot to talk about today. So that's the rundown of what I call news you can use, right? We're not talking about negativity of the world, the hate that's out there, but things that I think that you can use or you might talk to your family about that are actually going to serve you. The first, of course, is a horrific story about the Ferguson family, but it's what we can do as a community to reach out, to help them, to donate in any way for those that are still affected by that. All right, it is 7:05. We did a lot in 5 minutes, did we not? I'm going to say hi to the community. Any questions, any comments that you have throughout the show, always feel free to drop them for me in the Facebook business page. That's the one I really would prefer that you keep an eye on because that's where the comments are coming in. As Kathleen Morris is, Linda Eckert, Pamela Miller, Kathy Anselmo, Marilyn Westenberger, all saying good morning, good morning, good morning. So if you're brand new to the show, welcome aboard. If you've been with us for over 200 plus shows, thank you. Without you and without our wonderful sponsors, we couldn't have this show. So I greatly appreciate it. Today, we're going to talk about a diversity collaborative hiring event. Roberta McWoods, who I've known for many, many years, her brothers are goofballs, Joe and Guy Torrey, wonderful comedians. I was able to meet Guy I'm talking over 20 years ago. I played in a celebrity basketball tournament with him, and he used to regularly be on my show. In fact, I had him as one of my guest celebrity DJs at WIL many, many years ago. So if you know Guy and Joe Torrey, that's her brothers. We're going to talk with Roberta McWoods and Dr. Jaime Cavato about this diversity collaborative hiring event. And then we're going to talk with Mr. Fresh. What a bright young boy, 14 years old, but 4 years ago, he came up with a dream. He followed his passion, but it was his mother standing right by his side saying, "You want to do this? You have to learn how to run the business." What an intelligent woman. And boy, he's going to be with us at 14 years old, all of his air fresheners going into all these wonderful stores in our area. And trust me, he's moving and going places all over. He's been on Good Morning America. He's had a lot of national attention, and he will be here with us as well. So let's get going. Roberta and Dr. Jaime Cavato in the blue chair when we return. Envita Health and Wellness, where you can feel your best both inside and out. Envita isn't your typical med spa. They're a multi-specialty medical spa and wellness center serving St. Louis and its surrounding areas. They have ketamine for mental health and pain, IV therapy, medical weight loss, and aesthetics treatments. As board-certified anesthesia providers, Envita can ensure that their advanced treatments are provided safely with minimal to no pain. So let Envita take care of you. Call 314-394-0950 to book an appointment or online envitahealthandwellness.com.
Teachers of color are underrepresented in the U.S. workforce and leave the profession at a higher rate than their white peers. The primary reasons cited: isolation and a lack of support. But having teachers of color yields positive outcomes for all students. They force classrooms to break down negative stereotypes, help students understand and confront racism, and prepare students to live in a multicultural society. And for many students of color, it can be life-changing. A 2018 study found that Black students who had a single Black teacher were 13% more likely to enroll in college. With 2 Black teachers, that number jumps to 32%. For Black boys, the impact is even more powerful. Having a Black teacher cut high school dropout rates by 39% for Black boys from low-income families. It's not just because they are seeing a role model who looks like them, though the research says that does matter. Compared to their white counterparts, Black teachers have higher expectations for Black students, and they're less likely to perceive Black students as disruptive, inattentive, or unable to do homework. So there's a gap in representation, and it's holding all of our students back. The demographic data reveals the scope of the problem. Nearly 80% of U.S. teachers are white, but a majority of students are children of color. We must do the hard work of addressing the diversity problem in our teaching workforce. Students need to see their own cultures reflected in the adults responsible for their learning.
There you go. And that's what we're going to talk about today. 10 after 7. Welcome aboard. Let me introduce my beautiful guest, Roberta McWoods, who I've known for many, many years. And nice to meet you.
Hello,
this is Dr.
nice to
Jaime
meet you.
Cavato. So that is what the focus is all about. And Roberta had reached out to me and said, Monica, can we get some information on about this? And I said, yeah, let's bring you in. Let's not just put a flyer out there, but let's bring you on.
Exciting.
So again, Roberta McWoods, retired teacher in the Kirkwood School District, but a master mentor of teachers of color. And then Dr. Jaime Cavato, executive director of human resources with the Lindbergh School District. Before we get into all that, how long have you and I known each other?
Oh my gosh.
20 plus?
20 plus.
Through your goofball
Yeah,
brother.
20 plus.
Tell him I said hi.
I will. You're still an amazing person that I will remember. You impact so many people with everything you do. So.
Well, you and I had a chance to do something fun, and I wish I would have been able to grab that video, but Roberta had reached out to me because she's very deep into the track and field from Kirkwood, and she said during the pandemic, Monica, can you do me a favor?
Yeah.
Can you come on and can you run a class? And there were a lot of people on that.
Yeah. My track team's got about 160 kids on it, so you probably had about half that during the pandemic.
And Ozzy was on with us too. Ozzy Smith.
Yeah.
Yes.
Oh,
It was a good time.
Oh yeah. We got to keep those kind of things going.
It was nice because they were really incredible athletes, and I was like, well, let's see if this is a hard enough program.
Oh,
they were huffing and puffing.
Yeah, you kept them engaged. That's for sure.
Well, that was fun. Thank you for asking me to do that, by the way. Nice to meet you, and you look stunning. I was
thank
telling
you.
both of these ladies, as you all know, they're probably going to be like, oh, I've never seen Monica so dressed down. And I'm like, oh, this is definitely, Roberta said she got out of the car, and she's like, oh, that's so Monica.
Yeah.
So where is that from?
New York and Company.
It's gorgeous, by the way.
And
Love the colors.
I miss the store so much. It was always in the malls, and now they're all closed,
Right.
so it's strictly online. And they have the cutest stuff and the best deals.
Yeah, it's beautiful. You all can't see. Oh, there we go. Look at the side. I mean, that's I love my fashion, everybody. So there we go. I love to say where are things from so you can see. And she just said it's a sale. So look online for that. Okay, let's talk about this.
Sure.
So I love the breakdown. If you watch that video, so you might look at this and say, oh, I see. So more represented if you've got children, African American Black children, and they're looking to have a teacher that looks like them, but you're saying it's also important for white children, and why is that?
Yeah, when we look at the world, the world is filled with all kinds of diversity, and white children need to see that it may not be someone that looks like them, but they can learn a whole lot about the world. They can learn some things about themselves if they have teachers that are diverse. And that's one thing that we have found through the research, that there just aren't enough teachers of color. And we're talking Black teachers, Asian teachers, Latinx teachers that need to be in front of students as well. So that's why we are aiming to have this collaborative fair. This is our first time doing it together with the other school districts. We've done this for years. I know Lindbergh has done some things for years, but we are collaborating now to have more bang for our buck, to get more teachers, more educators in the schools, and because we know that things are declining right now. We know that they are happening.
So first ever collaboration, and it's not just Lindbergh and Kirkwood. There are other districts involved as well in this upcoming hiring event.
Yeah, we have Maplewood, Richmond Heights, and Webster Groves.
There you go. We're going to have this on the screen for you a couple times. Saturday, February 24th, Kirkwood High School Cafeteria on Doherty Ferry Road. It'll be from 9 a.m. to noon, and there's where you can register. A diversity collaborative hiring event. Very important for this. So Dr. Cavato, let's go a little bit deeper into why do you think there's been such a lack? I mean, for generations, why is the percentage so low?
I think when you look at recruitment and college practices, I think now we are more purposeful in our practice, seeking out students and showing them the different pathways instead of traditional graduation pathways, looking at, hey, would you like to coach? Would you like to teach? A lot of the students I look at in my daughter's sports, for instance, right now, and you look at great young mentors and a lot of kids that you look at that people don't seek out that little piece of, hey, would you like to be a teacher? Have you thought about being a teacher? And I've even said that to some of my daughter's coaches. She works out with Larry Hughes Basketball Academy, and I look at those coaches and their ability to connect, right? And I think that is one of the things that we've missed in the last few years is just seeking out opportunities to encourage students that didn't think about teaching. And you look at not even just black educators, you look at male educators in elementary education, you know, and pushing those students down that pathway instead of just other traditional pathways that we've done in the past, you know.
Well, and if you're just tuning in, again, Roberta McWoods, Dr. Jaime Cavato are my guests. And I think the really powerful thing that you need to listen to is if we see that representation, what it does for the children that are watching this to want to have them stay in school longer and continue to go for their education, right?
True. You know, as you mentioned, you know, we haven't been in the past pushing the education piece. And there's lots of reasons why things are spiraling and more people aren't going into education. But we have to make it more attractive for them.
Right.
You know, and in lots of ways, you talked about the sports angle, but there's so many different things that they can do that I don't think they hear more about the negativity than they hear about the positivity. So we have to be intentional, and that's what we're doing. We're going to be intentional about continuing to get more and more people involved in education so that, you know, this is when you say that we are the future, that is the future.
Absolutely.
And if we aren't doing anything to kind of perpetuate that, we're going to continue to see some of the negativity that we see happening over and over again. The statistics that you see that on some of the videos, those aren't the kinds of things that we want in our world, in our society. So we keep pushing for those, and having an intentional diversity fair is one way of continuing to connect with that.
Well, I love what you just said, because we look at our children, teenagers, younger, in grade school, and we know those are our future leaders.
Yeah.
What do they want for our world, or what are we laying out there, right?
Yeah.
We know, and there's a reason why I started the show. I don't want the negativity out there. I
Right.
want them to find
Right.
hope. I want you to pass along to children and your grandchildren that, yes, there's hope out there. Stop turning on the news, listening to all that negativity,
Yes.
and the power that was given to us as anchors to start your day, to say, I mean, if kids are hearing that, because they're running
are
around the
hearing it.
background listening to it, well, what kind of hope do they have? They're thinking, well, this is our world, and our world's just going to keep getting worse. We have to paint a better picture for them. So you were talking about making it more attractive. How are we doing that? In what ways?
Well, I know one of the ways Roberta and I were just talking before the show, whenever we go to job fairs now, a lot of the candidates, first thing they ask is, what do you have for well-being supports as an employee? And that's a question we didn't get 5 years
Right.
ago, you know, and also looking at not just, you know, your health and well-being, physical and mental, you look at affinity groups and what does that look like when I come to your organization? Who can I connect with if people, a majority don't look like me? And, you know, those are questions that we didn't get 5 years ago. And they're great questions because now it has again made us move a little bit farther in the human resources field to support all those employees in our working environment. And that's also a recruitment tool that we use now.
So do you feel, Roberta, that young boys and girls of color or any ethnicity that's not white, if they're being taught by all teachers that represent a more white community, do they feel a disconnect of, okay, you're teaching me, but you really don't understand my upbringing?
Oh yeah, yeah, and there are a lot of white teachers that really work hard to understand that. They go that extra mile to be able to understand. Like, we don't look alike, but I'm going to do some things to try to make that connection. But when you have a teacher in front of you that looks like you, there are going to be some things that they're going to understand a little bit more. Maybe the home environment might be understood a little more because there's going to be some dynamics there that maybe even that educator has experienced themselves. And that gives them a little bit leg up to say, okay, I get this, I understand it, let's look at it from this perspective. Instead of making it a cookie cutter, like everybody has to fit into this particular mold.
Right.
You go that extra mile to do that. And so my white colleagues, and we've got a lot of them in the Kirkwood School District, as you would Lindbergh, that really work on doing one-on-one intentional things to help students kind of close that gap. And that's what we have to continue to do. We can't just say, well, we're in the Kirkwood School District, we're going to do it just this way.
Right.
You know, we're in Lindbergh, we're going to do it just this way. We have to be able to meet them where they are. And when you meet them where they are, and when that student sees that you care, they're not looking at that that's a white teacher or that's a black teacher.
Right.
It's like that teacher has gone the mile for me, the extra mile. That teacher cares about me, so I'm going to put my best foot forward as well.
Well, and we all need to listen better. We all need to collaborate more. So the fact that you're taking 4 very powerful districts, coming together and say, well, this is what we're doing over here. Oh, well, this is what we're doing over here. What are you hearing most blend between the 4 districts that are going to be a part of this?
I think Roberta really pointed out the piece where it's so important for us to be intentional about making that connection, creating communities where students feel a sense of belonging, feeling like they have that one teacher or that one person in the school building. And this job fair also isn't just for teachers, it's for support staff too.
Yeah.
So making a connection with that custodian during the day, and feeling like when they walk into a school building that, hey, I belong here, regardless of my ethnic background, what my home life looks like, I belong here. Someone loves me here. And I think that's the common theme that we hear when we've been working on our Zooms, because I think it's been 3 months we've been working together on this event. And that's the conversation that always comes out is, we want to find educators that represent all walks of life, but most of all, connect with our students and make them feel at home whenever they come into our schools.
Well, again, and that's that we can look back and there's traditional mindsets, and we got to break some of the mold of that sometimes, of saying, hey, you're kind of narrow-minded in this. You've got to open up more, right? But a lot of it is just breaking this cycle of this is all you knew. That's why I said we got to be more open-minded and listen better.
Yeah, you keep using the word listening, and that is so powerful.
It is.
Because even as an adult myself, I'm still learning how the art of listening. You know, we have so many distractions going on right now, and we have to be able to hone in on those things and then teach students how to listen to those things that are coming at them as well. The distractions can be totally crazy. But as you mentioned, and I want to get back to that real quick, we're saying teachers, but we also have our support staff, that administrative assistant that's in the, because all of those people make up the community. They make up that community in that building. And when students see that, they don't want to just say, oh, well, we just have a few black teachers, but we also have some teachers that also, some other people in their personnel that support what's going on as well. So this fair is for anyone that's interested in being in a classroom or a school environment.
In the education system,
The
period.
education system, period.
And for those of you, and I think this was really powerful in our newsroom at Channel 5, it came up a lot in topics of we need to see representation in every department.
Yes.
Right,
Yes.
and then it was departments of making big decisions.
Yes.
Can we look for a superintendent? Can we look for a principal? Can you, young children, that hopefully you can share this with your kids, can they dream high? Can they say, well, I want to be up there, right? And for parents to keep saying, of course you can. I think that's the message I want to do when we come back from the break, is never letting anyone say, no, you're not going to make it.
Totally agree.
Squashing those dreams, right?
Exactly.
We'll have more with Roberta McWoods and Dr. Jaime Cavato when we return.
We need women to lift women up.
Let's do that.
Being on Monica's show, it was like one of the best interviews I've ever had.
Monica's very real, and she really cares about people.
She's changing lives.
Changing lives.
I think this is just really what people want to see.
Giving back so much to the community, and I really appreciate it.
Today, Monica was extraordinarily real, not only with me, but with her viewers and her listeners.
Made the interview process like talking to a friend.
How are you doing? Haven't seen you in a few weeks.
Hey! You're close!
Monica! Whoa!
So go out in this world and be anything you want to be. But before you do that, first, be kind.
Powerful message right there. If you're new to the show and you're just seeing that, I love the beginning of that. We need women to lift women up. all together, though, we need the entire world to be there for each other and to listen better and to support each other. But it's really the cattiness that I saw with women in that particular show when I said that we don't need that any longer. These two women lifting each other up and continuing to do so in the education system throughout the district. If you're just tuning in, we're talking about the Diversity Collaborative Hiring Event that's coming up on Saturday, February 24th at Kirkwood High School's cafeteria. There it is for you on your screen again, 9 a.m. to noon, and that is where you can register. Please pass this along to many so that they can say, oh, well, I would like to be involved in that. I wanted to read a couple of things that Roberta provided for me. There was a 2021 study in the American Educational Research Journal that found exposure to teachers from different racial backgrounds can enhance cross-cultural understanding and reduce stereotypes among students. Stereotypes, that's a really big thing to talk about because that is exactly what this, unfortunately, the world is all about. It's stereotypes. You want to address that a little bit deeper?
Yeah. You know, with stereotypes, when you have people that may not ever really go out of their comfort zone and they only see things like maybe in the media or maybe pockets of things and they don't get a chance to work alongside a colleague or coworker to see to appreciate those differences that they have. Those stereotypes tend to get ingrained, and then they get passed down, and they start at the home, and they get passed down to children, and then children get confused. And a lot of times, if you don't have representation in your building, you're continuing to perpetuate those stereotypes over and over again. But there are many parents that do seek out other alternatives for their children to be able to kind of break those. And when you don't do that, you can repeat it over and over and over again. I mean, education is so powerful. It's such a cliche, but it is. You look at the news and you can see, okay, there's crime going on. And every time when I look at the news, I'm thinking, okay, if I had a chance to see that, be with that child, maybe not saying that I was going to end all be all, but certainly we know as educators, we want to try to influence as much as possible. Right. And so a lot of times the stereotypes are coming on both ends, not just on one end. And that's a chance to bring people together to educate through those stereotypes so that we could have a more positivity that's going on.
Well, the sensational aspect of the news is what really frustrated me to want to walk away because I said, there's so much good happening in the world. Why can't we start your day with that? Instead of the opening block of news being death and destruction and hate, and then we take a break and you probably want to turn the news off. Oh, yeah. Okay, so if you turned it off, you never heard the good stories because they were buried later in. Right. We need more of that. I went to the break, Dr. Cavato, and said one of the things that we need to stop doing, and we hear it, unfortunately, in aspects of leadership. They have this power. Sometimes it gets to their head. Many times it gets to their head. Instead of knowing, boy, I can really affect lives here for a second. I will not push a child in the corner and say, you're probably not going to be one of those that will be a leader. Well, really? Why don't we find out why they're struggling and then help them along? And then those that don't believe in themselves one day can be our president, can be our principals. So talk a little bit more about that because I see that too much in my life coaching. I go back and we do timeline therapy. I can find out where that child's dreams were squashed.
Well, I think the big piece is finding that leadership skill in all students. And now, more than ever, I do feel like education is being super intentional about that. You walk into schools, and not just Lindbergh School District, it's all of our districts. And anytime we're meeting with colleagues, we're talking about what can we do to build those leadership skills in a child so they don't have those things happen to them. I can think back of what education looked like for me, 30 years ago, and missed opportunities that I did see with teachers that I had at some points in time, that I saw negativity, and I think now more than ever, people want to build the positive and they want to see what that child can do because we've seen through research that students grow when someone is just there for them, and it doesn't even have to be academically. It can be social emotional. It can be through sports, whatever it is, just having that one person or that culture and climate in your school building that, hey, we build students up to where they thrive outside of our school building. I know when I was a building principal, that was one of the key things that we did with our students was just find all those leadership opportunities around the school. And we would kind of pinpoint students that maybe didn't believe that they could do it. And if you give them just that one opportunity, they will just thrive and flourish.
Right, they just need somebody to believe in them.
Absolutely,
Right, that there is
yes.
actually hope out there. I mean, we all can go back and think about our favorite teachers. Immediately, you're transcended right there, right? You can go, oh, I remember my third grade teacher, Mrs. Olish, in music. I remember Mr. Hankey, my science teacher in eighth grade. I mean, boom, it's just, you never forget these really powerful people that were placed in your life when you were younger. But it also can be the other way of, oh, this person didn't believe in me.
Sure.
We want to try to start to wipe that away and have more belief. As Roberta said before, it's not just teachers, it's the whole education system that you want to have a friend. You want to have someone that, can, if it's a coach, I mean, you did it.
Oh, yeah.
Right? I
Oh,
did
yeah.
it.
Oh, yeah.
I still do it with my
Yeah.
clients. We know how important the connection is,
Yeah.
the trust factor, right?
Yeah, the connection between a coach and athlete, because I coach at Kirkwood High School, is unbelievable. You don't think about those things. At least I never thought about it going into coaching, that how much it was going to even inspire my life. You're inspiring each other, and those things happen in that school setting. When I talk to some of my athletes that have gone on that are parents, and actually I'm coaching some of the parents' kids right now, it just feels good that you've kind of had that cycle, that you're continuing to support those things over and over again, and that's what you get in the education system, and that's why it's so great to have communities like Kirkwood and Lindbergh and Maplewood, Richmond Heights and Webster Groves that support the schools and support the initiatives that we're all trying to do to build better human beings.
Yes.
That's what it's really about.
Absolutely. So I'm just looking at any comments, any questions that people have. Somebody said, I love the topics. That was actually coming from a person in the education system. Have a great day and week. Ladies, thank you for what you're doing. I am retired as a secretary to school district after 24 years. I had a wonderful staff. They were there for all the students, and they went the extra mile to make sure everyone was treated the same,
Oh, yeah.
which is extremely important.
They are powerful. The secretaries
Yes,
are powerful.
100%. Sometimes more than the building principal.
Yeah, exactly.
Julie says you hit the nail on the head. Everyone needs to be involved no matter what your title is. We need that more and more. This is great. Let's see. I, too, am a retired school secretary. We are one of the first faces they see as they walk in the door. Parents and students rely on us to be there in every way for them. Yeah, every child, no matter the age, needs a champion in their life. My kids are in the Lindbergh School District, and I am highly impressed with the level of mentorship.
Oh, yes. Yeah. That's awesome.
So very, very true on so many levels. Okay, so we need better representation. So let's go through all of this. What will take place at the fair coming up on Saturday?
Well, we've collaborated for 3 months now, and this is going to be new for us. We're actually going to probably rotate it around next year. But when you come, you'll get a chance to get in front of administrators from each of the 4 districts if you choose. You'll get a chance to do some sort of interview, mock interview, to kind of get an idea for them to get to know you and you get to know them. You'll get to know more about the district, some more about the community that's going on in the district, activities that are going on in the district, and you will leave that day knowing that we've got a chance to know you better.
And one of the things that I really like that we are taking away all 4 districts is we're going to have a database. So all of the individuals that attend our job fair, if there isn't a position at Kirkwood or at Webster, there might be one at Lindbergh or Maplewood, Richmond Heights, and we can pull from this database. And this is a database that we have not really had before. So we're pretty excited about having that too.
Well, and again, we mentioned that this was the first time ever with the collaboration. We had some pictures that Roberta had provided of past events that were held more from a individual basis, but this is the first opportunity where these school districts are coming together, and that's what I love, is the sharing of minds, right? The brilliance that's in the room right there, to be able to come together, and then hopefully others will see that this was done in other districts, and it starts to spread and spread and spread, because this is what we need in the world, not just here locally.
Yes. And in closing, really quick, you mentioned affinity groups. Affinity groups are groups that we also have with our own students, so that students no longer go into a building and feel like I'm alone, So you'll have groups that will be able to empower each other, and more schools are doing that as well. So it's more of a personalized approach that's happening in schools. Again, not cookie cutter. We look at our world, and we got to continue to be intentional about everything that we see.
Well, and for us, and again, I'm going to try to finally separate myself from being a news anchor, but for all of those that are going into the industry, because you never know what a child wants to become,
sure.
I want you to get into the industry, and I want you to make a difference, and I want you to stand up for yourself and say, hey, you know what, I heard on this show however many years ago, and you're listening to it right now, but as you get deeper into your field, you say, I want to make a difference, because in the end, that is what we need. We need to change this world. We need to change the face of the world, of the way it's going, because there's too many people, and I know it's horrible to think that they're just giving up and saying, it's just getting worse. Right? And so I had a really powerful interview on, ladies, I don't know, it's several months ago, and the guy talked about, he's with the Grunt Style Foundation. Really powerful military foundation. And they said, here's what we're seeing in the world. And we're seeing it from kids all the way up. The people just don't have value anymore. They don't value themselves. They don't value the people that they're working with, that they see on the streets. So it goes from polarization, tribalization, to eventual killing. And that's what we need to end, right? But we have to do it all the way back when the kids are young. And the way they're being taught. And it's respect for one another.
I have this acronym that I use, TLINAU, which stands for This Life Is Not About Us. And I use that all the time to really helps in my own mind, that when I see something's going on, it's almost like you see something, say something, you go after that. It's going to take all of us to continue to do that. We can't just say, well, I'm just going to operate in my own corner of the world here. Because all of that, then we know, goes out to other parts of the world. We have to do our part. And the shows like this, it's amazing that we can take this energy and inspire so many people. As this continues to go viral and go on and on and on, people are going to sit and they're going to hear that, and you don't know where they're going to hear it from.
Correct.
But when they hear that and take that message in, hopefully they'll be inspired to go out and do something. So if you're watching us today and you know someone that's like, you know what, I think they'd be pretty good if they were working in a school environment.
Absolutely.
Pass this on to your grandchildren, pass this on to your children, pass this on to your brothers, your siblings, or whatever. Let them know that this event is happening, and they can get involved with and make a difference in a child's life.
That's what we always ask you. So share, like, follow the show, because you're watching, and we know we've got 20, 30, 40,000 people from just the viewers that I have, but it's the spreading. That's what we all need to do, is say, oh, wow, this person can make a difference because you believe in them, and then they just need to know that somebody believes in them. Dr. Cavato, any closing remarks?
Well, one of the things that I will say, like Roberta highlighted on, is our practices now more so than ever. We look at culturally proficient practices in the classroom, and those practices then gear our children up for the outside world. The outside world, people aren't all the same, and that's great. That's what makes all of us unique, right? And creating a classroom environment that's culturally proficient, and then that climate and culture of your school building, it sends a message. And that message the students take in the outside world when they leave us. And that's one of the things that I really, truly believe in my heart that school districts have really, taken as their philosophy. And I know that working, like I said, with just our 4 districts the last 3 months, that's a common theme. And it's getting adults out there in front of our students that mirror all walks of life, right? And being able to connect and make sure that our kids go out into the world and know the good and do the good and be the good.
Amen.
There we go. Drop the mic. There we go.
That's right.
Just came out. That's just like, I'm going to put that on a shirt.
I know. I like that.
Do the good and be the good.
I haven't used that in 5 years, but that's what I used to always tell kids.
Got inspired right
leave
here.
The office. That's right.
I love it. I just got chills there. Okay, let's put it up there one more time, and please share this with everyone that you know. The Diversity Collaborative Hiring Event, Saturday, February 24th, Kirkwood Kirkwood High School cafeteria, 9 a.m. to noon. It's at 800 Doherty Ferry Road, and there is where you can register a collaborative effort between Kirkwood, Lindbergh, Maplewood, Richmond Heights, and Webster Groves. The partnership is powerful. Let's change the world together, ladies.
Amen.
Yes,
Love it.
love it.
You're going to be happy about this. The 14-year-old that I have coming in, no, it's not Beckett Moore. No, we're not doing his weather today. I give that to you at the top. I'll give you a rundown of weather again here in just a couple of minutes. But he is inspiring. He was on Good Morning America. He's getting national attention, and he is so well-spoken and so driven, and a lot of that comes from the home and in the education system.
Yes.
That's where we have to change
Yes.
more. His mama has done well to teach him, you want to do this? You're the one that's going to have to run the business. And so she's instilled a lot in him. He has gotten his air fresheners in all these stores in our area, and he's just growing and growing. His first idea was that he wanted to run a luxury car dealership.
Oh.
And she's like, well, we can't do that just yet. Okay, how about air fresheners to make the cars smell better,
There
our
you
homes
go.
smell better? And she's like, let's go with that. And that's
Yeah.
where he
Oh,
started.
that's awesome.
But he wants to build to the luxury car
Okay,
dealership.
nothing wrong with that. You got to dream high.
That's
And
right.
he will probably get
You,
there.
you know he will. Trust me.
Absolutely.
You're gonna get chills, everybody. Get ready for him. He's known as Mr. Fresh, and he'll be in the blue chair when we return. Thanks,
Oh,
ladies.
Wow.
Thank you.
You are truly an incredible human being, and just what you're doing is so inspiring. This was really a cathartic experience for me. So I appreciate you, love you.
It's been an honor to not only just be here on set with you, but just to sit in your presence. You inspire everyone around you, from your motivational speaking to your podcast here, to just being the human that you are.
It's just such a joy to be able to see you at this point in your career. Really following your passion, fulfilling your dreams, and encouraging other people to do the same.
I feel that I've been missing out. I believe God places people like you in people's lives for a reason. You have definitely been a God wink for me.
Hi, it's Monica Adams. Thank you so much for following along with The Real Monica Adams Show since we launched back in March. But I wanted to let you know there's so much more that I could do with you, your business, your corporation. Did you know that I'm a motivational speaker all around the world, as well as an MC and an auctioneer? So if you have an event, maybe a nonprofit organization, and you want to book me, just shoot me an email, info@TheRealMonicaAdams.com. Personal training, life coaching, and styling as well. Info@TheRealMonicaAdams.com. Think about this. When's the last time you called your doctor at 2 o'clock in the morning and he actually answered? Well, at Innovair Health Advocates, their patients are special. Their doctors, nurse practitioners, their care team care deeply about your health, your family, your work, and even your pet. Their clinicians are accessible and they lead your care in and out of the hospital. In fact, Dr. Charles Willie offers his cell phone number to his patients to ensure they can intervene early in your illness. They can provide care above and beyond, offering lab, x-ray, echocardiogram, and other treatments in their office. Innovair Health Advocates with 5 locations on both sides of the river. Check them out, innovairhealth.com.
Welcome back, 7:43, and thank you so much for being a part of our show, The Real Monica Adams Show. If you're brand new, thank you. Let me know always, where are you watching from? I saw somebody earlier from Florida, Georgia, Texas, people in other countries. I love that you spread and share the show on all of the platforms. Facebook and YouTube right now. We drop our audio shows on Thursday, and on Wednesday, Thursday, and Friday, I also include X or Twitter and Instagram as well. So just continuing to grow to get the message of positivity out. Weren't Roberta and Dr. Cavato fantastic? Love them and love their message. This kid, when I was at Channel 5, one of my colleagues did a story on him. I remember coming out of the story and looking at him and saying, that kid's going places. And that's what they remembered. So they came up to my booth at the Working Women Show. It's Mr. Fresh, Joshua. He and his mom came up and said, do you remember me? And I was like, no. Oh, yeah. So Mr. Fresh, some of you had a chance to meet him at the show. If you didn't, you're going to meet him here today. Great to see you, Joshua.
Great to see you, too. I'm so happy to be here.
So 4 years in the making.
Yes, it's been a journey. It's been amazing, and I'm just so excited about this.
I still can't believe you're 14. I mean, first of all, let's get into this. Sports-wise, what do you play?
I play, actually, I run cross-country. I play basketball and a little bit of golf.
What position do you play in basketball?
I play center.
Yeah, I
Center,
figured.
Yes.
How tall are you?
I am around 5'10", 5'11".
So your family, do you have uncles, dad,
yes,
brothers?
they're
they
really
all
tall. Yes, they're all
tall?
like 6'2", 6'3". Yes, but my mom's short though.
Mom's what? Do you know?
She's 5'3".
Oh yeah, but she's larger than life with her personality.
Yes, she's amazing.
I love her. Well, you know what? Let's talk about that. We mentioned support from family and from the education system of how far you will go if somebody believes in you.
Yes.
You can tell your mom is so proud of you.
Yes, she's done so much. She's helped me with my business. She's taught me so much. She's empowered me, and she's helped me to grow so much in this. And look what we've created. It's amazing. It's amazing.
But let's start with where your idea was. You wanted to own a luxury car dealership. That's where your idea originally was.
Yes. So I'll tell you how it all got started. So it all started with the love of cars. I loved cars, and I wanted to own my own luxury sports car dealership at 10 years old. And then I asked my mom, and she said, no, Josh, you can own your own luxury sports car dealership at 10 years old. And since I love STEM, which is science, technology, engineering, and math, I asked her, can I make my own luxury sports car air fresheners? And she said yes. So now I'm working from one point to the next point to get to a luxury sports car dealership and to be an engineer designing my own luxury sports cars. And where it stemmed from is when I was 9 years old, I always would go in a store. I would always want to get a Hot Wheel. And it would be any store. It doesn't matter what kind of car it is. And I would always want to take it home and take it apart. And I just really loved that. That's where it really stemmed from.
So going from the idea of the luxury car dealership to the air freshener, how did that happen though?
Well, it really was just trying to put it and formulate it all together. So I wanted a luxury sports car dealership, and I said, like, the best way to get into the luxury car industry is through air freshener, because when I get my luxury car dealership, I want my own line of air fresheners.
So did you hear what he said? Right? It's the belief that it is happening.
Yes.
It's not the if I, but when I.
Yes.
So you're 10 years old. You have this idea. Mom says something really powerful because she said it to me at the show. You want to do this? You have to learn how to run the business.
Right. Yes. And I know I have to learn how to run the business, and I'm really stepping up to the plate, running my business, doing everything. And I really started running my business when I was 10. Everyone would come over to the table. They'd be like, "Where's your mom?" And I'm like, I'm running the business myself. This is me. This is my business. She's over there. She's doing whatever she would like to do. And while I'm running the business, I'm going to make her proud.
You are making her proud. Do you have siblings?
No, I don't have any siblings.
So
I am the only child.
Only child.
Yes.
Okay, because sometimes siblings would be like, I'm jealous. He's getting all the attention. So where did you start when you were 10 years old selling these?
I started selling these around the St. Louis area. I went to different events.
Okay.
And that's where it comes from. It comes from the groundwork. You have to put in the groundwork in your town, in your city, become that local celebrity, and then expand and go national.
We're looking at pictures here of you in like little science and your chemistry.
Yes.
So how did you come up with the different scents?
I came up with a different scents because it's really kind of the scents that men and women both like. I wanted scents that smell fresh and clean, because you want to get rid of that stinky stale smells from your car. You don't want to have your car smelling really nasty.
No. So it's not just cars though. You can use this in your home as well.
Yes, you can use it in car and home. And 1 or 2 sprays will last for about 3 to 5 days, and a full bottle will last you 30 days or more.
Okay,
yes.
So who came up with the name?
I came up with the name. It's because I love my hair, I love my shoes, and I love my air fresheners to spray in your car. Yes.
Don't you love him? I told you would fall in love with him. Joshua, but we know him as Mr. Fresh. Is it Danrich?
Yes, Joshua Danrich.
Okay, so I just want to make sure I'm pronouncing it correctly. 14-year-old CEO and founder of Mr. Fresh. Okay, so he starts going to different events around town, but then you start to get more and more attention. How did you start getting the attention of Good Morning America and other national shows?
Well, Good Morning America actually contacted me. They contacted me because of, like I said, the groundwork that I'm doing to put in, and they see the hard work that I'm doing in my city. So they're like, we gotta take him. And actually, when I went to Good Morning America, they flew me out, which is one of the best experiences. And they took me on...
Until you did this show, right, Josh?
Yes. And they took me on the Kid Adventures edition, and that was an amazing experience. I got to meet Michael Strahan. That was really cool. He showed me all the cool cars he has, and he's actually one of my best influencers and inspiration, because he showed me all the cars he has and his I guess his success.
Michael, I was hoping he was as real as you see him on TV.
Yes, Michael Strahan. He's amazing. He's energetic. He did a really funny thing on TV. That was really nice, and he was actually a former NFL player.
Absolutely.
Yes.
Oh yes. Yeah, a very, very good one. And I love the fact that he made the transfer into talk. There's a lot of people who try to go into the talk world as an athlete and they bomb. He did not. He does a really good job. So we just saw the picture of him on Good Morning America. We're going to look through more. But then you also come out with the book. And here's what I love. It's the breakdown of what FRESH stands for.
Yes. FRESH stands for Faith to Rescue Every Son from Hurt. And I will use that platform to promote emotional, mental, physical, and financial maturity, as well as self-esteem in boys. Yes.
Wow. That's what I think is the most powerful aspect, is believing in yourself if a young child is hurting.
Right.
I mean, faith in itself is a very powerful word if we want to just dissect and break that down. Let's do this. What does faith mean to you?
What faith means to me is having hope. That hope that you need to continue to drive and go and believe in yourself. It's all about believing in you. That's what I said in the book. My mom told me it starts with you believing in you. If you believe in yourself, anything is possible.
Well, and we just talked about that in the last half hour, Joshua. It is that it's one thing that people that are adults, if you're in at a higher field and a higher power, the power that they have, that they could do good with, that they could do bad with.
Yes.
Right?
Right.
They need to continue to lift up young boys, young girls, all ethnicities, to say, you want to be this luxury car dealership owner? Well, let's do it. Let's guide you to see how you can do that, instead of saying that's never going to happen for you.
Right. And my book is about teaching the youth about youth entrepreneurship. Mm-hmm. It's telling them how, if you want to start your own business, go out there and do it. But you have to work your company and you have to put in the groundwork. The groundwork is very important.
Let's talk about how difficult a business leader is. Again, you're the CEO of your company, founder of Mr. Fresh, and we'll talk about where you can get all these, etc. But what have you found in your last 4 years to be the most difficult for you?
It's really been difficult as far as to being consistent. Consistency is really important. It's all about consistency and not sitting down. It's all about just really just being consistent. You have to be consistent and you have to stay at it. If you don't stay at it, then you're not a part of that trend that's always going on. You have to stay a part of the trend, just like you. Yep. You always staying a part of the trend. I love your podcast and the stuff you're doing. Yes.
How much has social media helped you?
Social media has helped me a lot. It's just like Good Morning America, and I've also been on Access Hollywood. Mm-hmm. It's really helped me a lot. It's helped me to get my product out there so people can see who I am and what I do. Because
do you get frustrated with adults saying, "Oh, social media, oh, those kids"?
No, I don't get frustrated with any of that. Those are just people that dislike what you're doing, but you have to stay positive and you have to stay positive in everything that you're doing.
Well, and the other thing is, because it's very big, we've mentioned this months ago, we haven't done this show in a while about this particular topic, bullying takes place so much more than all of us when we were growing up, which was in person. It's the bullying in person, it's the bullying that happens online. Have you had to deal with any negativity and just dismiss it?
No, I have had no negativity.
Good.
Everyone's actually been really, really supportive of everything. I have had never any bad comments. No one has ever bullied me. I've had a really great experience in my business, but just like with staying consistent, it's really just about staying consistent and staying out there.
It is, absolutely.
Yes, that's the most important part. Yeah.
So Mr. Fresh is who we're visiting with, and we're talking about the local, the regional, the national attention that he's gotten in the last 4 years. We mentioned Access Hollywood, Good Morning America. You were on with us on Channel 5.
Yes.
So what I want you to know, for all of those that are younger, maybe your kids are listening to the show right now, is the belief in themselves.
Yes.
What would you say to the younger generation?
I would say to the younger generation is that if I I have a slogan of what I want to tell the younger generation, that if I can do it, so can you. The sky's not the limit, it's only the view. Keep striving, keep going, and you will succeed, and your dreams will come true with hard work and determination and you believing in you. And that's why Mom had to instill in me, because she showed me like what I can do, and she put into reality.
My husband was reading the book, and he said, Monica, one of the things you're going to love the most is the comment he just made.
Yes.
The sky's not the limit, it's only the view. Where did that come from?
Well, when you look in the sky, it's really just only the view, but it really came from just that the hard work and determination I wanted to put into my business. Like, I really would love to own my own car dealership. Yeah. And I started with the air fresheners as a line to get into the car industry, but it really just came from that determination that I had and that spark in my eye, as you see, that really wanted to, be successful.
And the smile. Tell the story that your mom was saying about the big smile that you have on your face. What show was it that when you were waving and saying you were from St. Louis?
Good Morning America.
That was Good Morning America?
Right, I was like,
okay.
Hi everyone, I'm from St. Louis, Missouri. That was amazing. That was really cool.
Did you tell me that it went like countries away?
Yes, it went to people saw it in Mexico, Australia, in Africa, Jamaica, and in many different parts and regions of the country.
And your mom said that they used that for like an entire year?
Yes, they
in
used
their
it for
promos?
the whole year. That was really nice. That was amazing. Yes.
It's the smile. We said we share dimples.
Right, we do. You said it at the Workers' Workshop show. Yes.
And you also spoke on the main stage. I'm going to show that in just a second. We're going to take a quick break. We're visiting again with Joshua Danrich, better known as Mr. Fresh. His book, it's Mr. Fresh and his Genius Invention. You can see the product that we have here. We'll let you know where you can get it, and we'll visit more with Mr. Fresh when we return.
Hi, it's Monica Adams. Thank you so much for following along with The Real Monica Adams Show since we launched back in March. But I wanted to let you know there's so much more that I could do with you, your business, your corporation. Did you know that I'm a motivational speaker all around the world, as well as an MC and an auctioneer? So if you have an event, maybe a nonprofit organization, and you want to book me, just shoot me an email, info@TheRealMonicaAdams.com. Personal training, life coaching, and styling as well. Info@TheRealMonicaAdams.com.
Welcome back, 7:55. We are visiting again with Joshua Danrich, better known as Mr. Fresh. We're going to talk more about his favorites that he has designed and come up with, but also where you can get them. But before we do that, let me read you some comments. You're going to enjoy these, okay? So somebody just asked if we can clone you. Dot said, I love this kid. Can we clone him? What a beautiful world it would be, and kudos to such a great mom.
Yes, thank you. Thank you so much. And yes, my Mama Fresh is the best.
She is. Wow, amazing young man. He will have that dealership and at a young age. Yes. You're amazing. Well done. Such an amazing teenager. So awesome. Bravo. Outstanding young man. Well spoken. He is so incredibly impressive. It's impressive to see these young kids doing big things. What a stand-up young man. Marilyn says to you, Joshua, you are truly inspiring. She met you at the show, by the way. Okay. She took a picture with you. Okay. Refreshing to see someone so young, so grounded. That's what I hear in him also. So well-rounded. Thank you for meeting up with Monica and taking a selfie with me.
Yes,
looking forward to a great future. She's real tiny.
Yes. I remember her, yes.
Looking forward to a great future for you. Saw the enthusiasm of your business from you and your mom at the Working Women's Show. Keep following your passion. Then someone just said, wow, he looks at least 18 to 20 years old. What a handsome young man. That's why I was like, you're not going to believe that he's only 14. So once again, Mr. Fresh. So we mentioned the national attention that you've received, but here locally, where you can get the products. You are in Schnucks.
My product's located in Schnucks around town. They're in Deerbergs, Mobile on the Run, and Phillips 66. Yes. So,
and then online as well?
Yes, they're online. My website is www.befreshnow.com. That is BeFreshNow.com.
And I think there it is on the screen for you. Yes. I think we also have a screen grab, I believe, that we took so you can kind of see his website, the products themselves, the book you can get. There you go. There's the products on the website, but we want to run through and talk about the favorites. The one right there in the middle, you said it's a fan favorite.
Yellow Rose is the fan favorite. That everyone says it's old school. And then also Jasmine is another fan favorite. That is an amazing smell. It is very light. It's not too overpowering. It's not too strong. It's just a perfect scent for your car.
Okay, what are the other ones?
Also, we have baby powder. That is the red. Also, we have black gold. It smells just like black iced tea hanging tree. And then we have vanilla and cool breeze.
And there they are on the screen on his website. What do they go for? I'm trying to see. My eyes are not good, Joshua.
They go for
did I say 14?
$14.99. Yes.
$14.99.
Yes.
So we can get them locally, but we can also purchase them online. Are you getting orders from all over? All over the U.S.?
Yes, we are. We've gotten orders from out of the country. Yes, we've got an order from Canada. We've got an orders from Australia, South America, Jamaica. Just it's just been amazing. Yes.
And you have merchandise?
Yes, I do have merchandise. I have Mr. Fresh shirts. I have Mama Fresh shirts because we got to wrap the Mama Fresh. And then I have Mr. Fresh pans and etc.
Again, it's not just about the air freshener. It's about the mission. It's about teaching others to believe in themselves as well. You've come a long way in 4 years.
Yes.
So have you kind of done a vision board to say, this is the timeline, I want to have my luxury car dealership?
Yes, I want to have my luxury car dealership at around 18 years old. I want to have it really soon. I want to get it out here, and then I'll have my line of air fresheners, and also I want to create accessories like for your car wipes inside the car, and I want to expand it just past air fresheners in the book. Yes.
So 4 years from now, you'll be seeing him. We'll be buying cars from him.
Yes.
So let's break that down, because just like you, I have always been in love with cars.
Yes.
So here's what used to be fun for my brothers. We would be traveling somewhere, and my brothers would go, "What's that car?" And I would rattle off what the names of the cars were. And they would do it to their friends, and they would go, "She doesn't know. She's a girl." And he would go, "Watch." Now, it's become very different now, because all the cars that they're making now all look the same. These little boxes driving around. I hate that. So what are your favorite luxury cars?
My favorite luxury cars, well, I have to go with a Lamborghini. Of course,
Absolutely.
my dream car is a 1976 Lamborghini Countach.
Oh, yes.
Yes, that's a really nice car. Also, I love the exotic cars like the Bugattis or the Koenigseggs, and also my I guess you could say influencer, someone that influences me is the Stradman. He is a car fanatic. He lives in Salt Lake City, Utah, and I actually watch him a lot. He's really cool. He owns a lot of Lamborghinis, and he's a really good Lamborghini fan. What's your favorite car?
I love Lamborghinis, but my all-time, I always said that I wanted to buy a car for my mom, because we all want to give back. I bet you'll do that same thing.
Yes, I will.
What would you buy Mama?
My mom, she actually wants a Bentley. Yes,
A Bentley?
Yes, a Bentley, and also a Lamborghini Urus.
Yes. I don't think I know that one.
Yes, Lamborghini Urus, you can call it, but it's Urus. And it's a Lamborghini truck.
A truck?
Yes,
okay.
or SUV. Yes.
It's crazy to see these Mercedes and Lamborghinis and Ferraris and all the SUVs they're making out of. Everybody's got an SUV. My mom loved a Jaguar.
Okay.
Right? So when I was like, "Mom, I'll make it when I can buy you the Jaguar." For me, it is a 1956 Corvette.
Oh wow, those are really nice.
They're beautiful, but I love Corvettes. The Corvettes now look more like McLarens, don't you think?
I know they do. Like the new Corvette C8.
Yes.
Yes, they look they're nice though. They're really fast. Yeah, I've actually been in one. They're really nice.
Okay, so there's a video that we showed a little earlier of me inside of an Indy car.
Okay.
And it was scary and cool at the same time.
Yes.
So that was last year in the Indy race that they had for Bommarito 500.
Yes.
And I was able to do the initial lap before the whole race took off.
You were able to drive it?
I was not. I was behind the driver.
Okay.
It was scary to go around the turns as fast as they go. But you have mad respect for those drivers.
Yes.
Right?
That's really cool. Like, they go really fast.
Yeah, they do.
Yes.
But it's cool. It's cool to see all those cars. You have to have the passion and the love for cars to understand what we're feeling together. But to me, there's just nothing like it. You just see these cars go by and you're like, "Oh, what's that? Oh, that's cool looking." Right? To be able to have that. But he's got the drive to be able to have the dealership. Have you thought about where you want to open the dealership?
I want to open the dealership here in St. Louis, Missouri. I want to open here in my hometown. Yeah. And also, I want to open a dealership in California and Florida and those, more so sunny states.
Naples, Florida.
Naples, Florida.
I'm just putting it out there for you. Anywhere in particular in St. Louis?
Probably in this area. Probably in the I guess the metropolitan area in St. Louis. Probably downtown somewhere.
Yeah.
Yes. I'll find an area. God winks.
God winks. God does wink at us. Where did you grow up?
I grew up in the Olivet area.
Olivet? You go to school, Chaminade?
Yes, I go to Chaminade Prep College. Yes, that is an amazing school. Everyone there supports my business, and they love me.
Well, and I loved this. I was telling him I had an opening for Tuesday, today, and I said, "But you're in school." And he goes, No. They understand.
Yes.
When it comes to marketing,
Yes,
you said.
they do. They do understand. They support the drive. They support everything, and there's gonna be an event of young entrepreneurs there soon that I'll be having that they will be having that I'll be soon.
Do you follow a lot of other entrepreneurs on social media and kind of try to collaborate or to kind of pick their brain and vice versa?
Yes, I actually do that. My mom has a lot of connections, so you have to ask her for all of that. But yes, we do actually vice versa with other different entrepreneurs, so we can figure out what are they doing, how we can connect with them.
Well, you all have to think about what you were doing at 14, 13, 12, 11, 10 when he
Right.
first started, just running around, just being a big goofball. That's what I love about your generation. You're seeing so much more drive at an early age. You got that from Mom?
Yes, I did get that from Mom. And another reason how I started my business is I always saw her helping others. And then one day I was like, Mom, why don't you help me? Why don't you help me to start my own business? She was like, Josh, you know what? You're right. Let's start your business. And that was the drive and the determination and the love I had for my mom, because she helped me to start something, and it was amazing. It was awesome, and look where I came now.
Yes. I love both of you have such beautiful, radiant, positive energy, which we need more of in this world,
Right.
don't we?
Yes, we do.
So what final thing would you like to say to Mom for everything that she's done for you?
I want to say, Mom, thank you for everything you've done for me. You've been an amazing support, and I love the faith that you have, and I love the things that you instill in me to be a better person and be a great business owner, because I will be a boss man, boss man.
You are a boss man already.
Yes,
You're going
yes.
to continue. But one of the things that I can tell in you is that you will not be bossy.
Right.
You will be a leader.
Right, I will be humble, I will have humility, and I will show others the way, and I will show others how to start their own business and teach them that anything is possible.
And for everyone that's listening, if you're a parent, and you are blessed, by the way, if you have children, understand that. If you're a parent or you're in the education system, it's understanding, as we mentioned this entire hour, the power that you have to change lives in your young children, right? To lift them up and
You're
say,
right.
you want to do this?
Yes.
I'll be here for you.
Right.
Right? And be there with them every step of the way. But not do it for them. That's the greatest thing I
Right.
think that she did is say,
Right.
you want to do this? We're
Right.
going to learn
Right.
together.
You have to do it yourself. You have to work your own business. You have to do it.
And you work it every day.
Yes, every single day.
And he just smiles and it goes ching ching ching. All right, everybody, we're going to tell you again where you can purchase his products. Somebody said, any ideas on a name for your dealership?
It'll probably be Mr. Fresh. Actually, I'll have to come back to you on that.
Come back in 4 years. You're coming back on.
I'll actually have the name in about a year, 100%.
Michelle, who is moderating in there with your mom, said she loves Mama Fresh.
Yes.
Wow, knock my socks off. Well said, Joshua. Faith-based. Yes, I told you I would bring that home. Absolutely love it. God winks. Have you given a TED Talk yet, someone said?
I actually have not given a TED Talk yet, but
Let's hook him up.
Yes, that will. TED Talk, contact me. I'm ready.
Somebody just said they're ordering the Jasmine right now.
Perfect.
Joshua, philanthropy is such an important aspect of a successful businessman and supporting a nonprofit organization. I can see you starting your own, but where's your passion in that regard? There's so much need in our city from a philanthropy nonprofit aspect. Would you team up with anything in particular if you did that?
Team up with a certain particular
Charitable aspect.
Oh, yes, I do. A portion of my proceeds goes towards Operation Food Search to end childhood hunger. So you don't have to worry about that. Yes.
He's doing it already.
I'm giving back to the community.
He's left no stone unturned.
Yes.
Again, what a very bright, refreshing example of inspiration. Yes, he can do anything. Everybody, they're saying that they didn't see the book. The book is right here in the middle of the table. So the book and the air fresheners and the shirts, all of that you can find on his website. Let's show it on the screen again. And then there's also opportunities when you run into the grocery store and you see, oh, wait a minute, this is Joshua. And there's Mama, by the way.
Yes.
We love Mama. Shay Danrich, Joshua Danrich, Mr. Fresh and Mama Fresh. She's got her own shirts as well.
Yes.
She reps very well. So you give them your website.
My website is www.befreshnow.com. That is BEFreshnow.com.
And then that's at Mr. Fresh Global, where they can follow
Yes,
you on
Mr.
social media.
Yes, Mr. Fresh Global, and you can follow me on Facebook or Instagram.
Because he's going global.
Yes.
He's gone global.
Right,
He's taken
yes.
over the world. If you run into Deerbergs, you run into Schnucks, Mobile.
Mobile on the Run, yes.
Okay, and then wasn't there another?
Phillips
And
66.
Phillips.
Yes.
Phillips 66, Mobile on the Run, Schnucks, Deerbergs here locally. And trust me, growing. If you have other stores that want to possibly carry you,
Yes.
they would reach out to you on your
Right.
website?
Yes, they would. Website again is www.befreshnow.com. And yes, I'm looking to get into more grocery stores and expand my business.
Just step at the door and just give them that winning smile. So I end every show, Joshua, with faith. It's always a devotional that we do with the show. So I'm going to let you choose.
Okay.
So it's 100 days to freedom, right? We're breaking these things that people feel are tearing them down. So we did fear and anxiety yesterday. 100 days to freedom from overeating, depression, anger, or shame. What do you feel?
Can you say that again?
Overeating, depression, anger, or shame.
What do I feel right now?
What do you feel the world needs to be broken free from?
I feel like they need to be broken from, let's see,
Depression,
overwhelming depression,
anger, or shame.
I guess the anger. I feel like the world needs to break the anger and all the stuff that's going on with politics and things that are going on. I feel like they need to break it from that. The world needs to be more positive.
Yep.
The world, and I'm spreading positivity with my air fresheners. So,
you and I both,
yes,
sir. You and I both. Okay,
yes.
everybody, we're going to take a quick break. Joshua has chosen 100 Days to Freedom from Anger, our daily devotional, and it's called Reactive Life, number 18. We'll do that when we return.
Envita Health and Wellness, where you can feel your best both inside and out. Envita isn't your typical med spa. They're a multi-specialty medical spa and wellness center serving St. Louis and its surrounding areas. They have ketamine for mental health and pain, IV therapy, medical weight loss, and aesthetics treatments. As board-certified anesthesia providers, Envita can ensure that their advanced treatments are provided safely with minimal to no pain. So let Envita take care of you. Call 314-394-0950 to book an appointment or online envitahealthandwellness.com.
And welcome back in the wrap-up of the show. All of my guests, thank you so much today to Joshua Danrich, Mr. Fresh, Roberta McWoods, and Dr. Jaime Cavato. And of course, thank you to you and all of our sponsors. We couldn't do it without you. Reactive Life. It's number 18 of 100 Days to Freedom, and this one from anger. Stephen Arterburn, we love you. Short-tempered people do foolish things, and schemers are hated. That's Proverbs 14, verse 17. Are you easily angered? Think about this. Does any minor infraction set you off? What do you do when service isn't what you expect, or someone makes a mistake, or what you had hoped for doesn't happen? These things are part of life for everyone. The world isn't out to get you, even though you think it is. Things don't always go wrong for you, but such beliefs perpetuate that problem. If you recognize that frustrations and annoyances set you off disproportionately, you might be described as someone who is short-tempered. And likely the people around you feel like they walk on eggshells, hoping not to feel your wrath. Anger, it's a natural response to things that are wrong or that go wrong. But if everything's a tripwire to your landmine of fury, well, your anger's out of control. There are ways to handle the frustrations of life, and the first is to accept that not everything is going to go the way you planned or had hoped. That isn't to say you must live in a state of defeat or pessimism. It means that when things go wrong, you need a way to deal with the strong feelings that you experience. Take a breath before you react, counting to 10, allowing some time and space before you respond, all ways to begin to control your reactivity. You don't have to attend every fight to which you're invited. Developing a peaceful nature takes time and deliberate focus. Learning how to respond in a healthy way to situations that anger you means uncovering and then addressing the root issue that triggers your anger. By doing so, you will no longer be a ticking time bomb. Dr. Ben Carson said, "I came to realize that if people could make me angry, they could control me. Why should I give someone else such power over my life?" Gosh, Dr. Ben Carson and I verbatim say the exact same thing. I say that all the time. Don't give them power over you, now or those in the past. Thomas Jefferson said, "When angry, count to 10 before you speak. If very angry, count to 100. And the one who cannot restrain their anger will wish undone what their temper and irritation prompted them to do. Pretty powerful message. Today's prayer: Lord, when my quick reaction is less than what you desire from me, please help. Show me how to correct my responses and lead me to live in a way that reflects you. Forgive me for being unkind and rude, and help me as I release my need to have everything work the way I think it needs to. I ask for your help in all of these things. Amen. What a powerful message as we wrap up today's show. And you know, it goes right into one of the things that I'm going to really focus on deeply tomorrow in our Cultivating a Vision Part 3. And it has to do with taking some deep breaths. It has to do with taking in the intention while you're breathing, holding on to your intention, and letting go of all that doesn't serve you. Cultivating a Vision Part 3. Tickets are on sale right now on our website, TheRealMonicaAdams.com. If you were not at 1 or 2, it doesn't matter. You are not behind. I can't stress that enough. If you want to purchase those, you can. They're just $10 for the first 2 sessions, but don't feel like you'll be behind to come into tomorrow's class. Tickets are on sale right now, 6 to 7:30 Central Time, 7 to 8:30 Eastern Time. I have all of those that are under the age of 18 that can attend for free. So please, you listen to a very bright young man today. He would tell you, let the kids listen to this. Have them absorb what Kasia Satars and I will be talking about tomorrow evening. So we will do a guided 2023 recap, and we will continue to focus more and more of what 2024 and beyond will look like for you and how you can get to that. But I'm going to take a little bit more time tomorrow night to work on what the breathing, what the journaling, what the mindset meditation aspect can do and how you do it well. We also want to talk about a retreat coming up. I posted about this on my website last night, or on my social pages. The Women's Adventure Retreat, March 1st through the 3rd. It will be held at Innsbruck Resort. It's a women's retreat, and we're going to have activities. We're going to be active together. We're going to go deeper into the knowing your value, the triangle of life, the blessings that we have around us. I am going to be teamed up with Sally Drake. She asked me to be one of the collaborators on this, and I have a way for you to save $150 because you watch this show or you follow me. $150 off. So you can go for a day. You can stay for the entire weekend. I want you to be a part of it, though. March 1st through the 3rd, coming up in just a couple of weeks at Innsbruck. And yesterday we told you we launched the brand online. We launched the merchandise officially over the weekend at the Working Women's Show. But the brand itself, all of the journals, the jackets, the shirts, the mug are on our website because people were asking where could they purchase. Right there. TheRealMonicaAdams.com had some orders that I was getting together, and I put a cute little video of my dogs playing quality control and helping with the shipping. I hope you had a chance to see that. If not, look on my social pages for that. All right, everybody, thank you so much for tuning in today. Tomorrow, I've got a wonderful interview that I'll be doing at Mark Anthony's in Kirkwood with Jim Tejans, and we will talk about the book Saves. That man has overcome stage 4 lymphoma. He's had kidney transplant, 2 heart transplants, and he still has a smile on his face. What he's overcome in a health standpoint is unbelievable. St. Louis Soccer Hall of Fame, a professional goalkeeper. Can't wait to interview him. That's on tap for you tomorrow. All right, everybody, thank you so much. Go out, be anything you want to be in this world. As Mr. Fresh said, dream big, and remember to spread kindness. God bless you all.